have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones, and again, I am Billy E. Jones, and want to let you know that you can watch us every Wednesday. That's every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 loud, and you know that you tell your friends that you want to tune in at what time? The time is 10 a.m. on Wednesday, and we're here for you on WHPR, can't hear me, WHPR, WHPM, and we want you to know we go worldwide. That's right, we go worldwide, and of course, you can see us on a Sunday also on 15.2. That's 15.2. That's really nice. I got a great person here today. I'm going to talk to you about him. But again, on 15.2 from 4 to 5 on Sunday, Talk Beat Jones, as well as, like I said, tell your friends right now, listen to this. Capital R, capital J, W-A-T, Watkins, W-A-T-K-I-N-S, Watkins. You go to R.J. Watkins and you can watch us live. Get on the phone, get on your media that you are able to communicate to your friends. Let them know they can tune in right then. Check us out. You see numbers down at the bottom. If you want to, you can call. You can talk to this man. I'm going to bring him on. He's going to wow you. I'm really proud of who I have today. And again, don't forget, you can also check us out on YouTube, TV33 On Demand. That's YouTube, TV33 On Demand. And you're able to catch this program and all other programs because we're in that queue. Once we're there 24 hours a day, 365 days out of the year. I'm talking fast because I want to get to my guest. And my guest's name today is
Reverend Michael C. Jones, the Dancing Poet.
The Dancing Poet, family. Do you hear what he's saying? The Dancing Poet. And again, so what made you go in the direction of being a dancing poet? And we're going to also, family, we're going to give you some family, his history, some background, because, you know, I'm just really, I just kind of looked at the book a little bit and I put it down and said, I don't want to know about it. I want to hear about it from the man's mouth himself. So what made you decide, and at what age did you decide that you were going to be the dancing poet?
Actually, I was a grown man. I was about 50 years old.
50 years old.
And I was doing a poetry show in Plymouth. And I think back at that time, I was the only African American there.
That's what I want. Give me some history, because like I said, you go back. Talk to us.
Oh, sorry.
You good.
And I did my poetry, and I was a little nervous being the only one.
Yes.
And then the lady, Miss Horvath, when I finished, she said, Michael, you could do more than that. You dance.
Okay.
Why don't you dance?
Okay.
And I started dancing. And here I am today. I've never stopped.
Now,
but I've been dancing all my life. But the dancing poet, I was around, I'm 80, so that was, about 22 years
you're looking
ago.
good too, my brother.
Oh, thank you.
Looking good too. That family, you see, what happens there is that when you come from that naturalness, you know, when we talk about that Jones size, I used to tell you that if you get into that Jones size and take care of your body and love yourself, you know, when people say you're at this age, you're at that age, or whatever else, when folks who are aging, they didn't understand the art of just loving themselves, those numbers catch up with them all over, physical, mental, and everything else. But when you loving yourself,
Come on now.
when you feel, come on, talk to them. It's okay. When you're loving yourself, that clock keeps ticking, but you get to that process where you're feeling fine, you're feeling good, and your clock stops.
Come on.
Because you are in that process where you have matured, and now it's all about, do you love you to take care of you? So that's the reflection when people say how old you are. Old is a process that you take care of yourself.
Amen to that.
All right, now tell me something. When did you start dancing, and how did somebody teach you to dance, or did it was just things you just say, I can do this?
I'm not sure if you asking me when I started dancing, period.
Period.
Oh, when I was a child, my mother and father, that's how they met dancing.
Okay.
They met at the Madison Ballroom
Okay.
in Detroit, right before the Greystone Ballroom opened
Yes.
to us. And I was about 4 or 5 watching my mother dance all around the house all the time to any kind of music. And I started doing the same thing.
Now you gave me something I think is maybe kind of funny to folks who, because this program goes around the world, and some folks don't understand our complete history. So when you say that ballroom that was not open to us, or was open to us, or give us a little history about that ballroom that you just spoke about.
Well, the Greystone Ballroom opened in the early part of the 21st century.
Okay.
I'm talking maybe around 1910, 11.
Okay.
And black people weren't allowed to go there.
Now in America, you talking about in America?
In America, United States of America,
What's-
Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit?
Yes.
You mean right here?
Right here.
The blackest city, period,
Yes.
was not. They had a ballroom that was not open to black folks. Now I'm shocked because remember I'm from I love Detroit. Detroit is where I am, where they're gonna put me, whatever. But I came to Detroit in 2002, so like you, I'm getting some history here about Detroit. Come on now, tell me about what you from Detroit?
Right.
Oh, come
All
on now.
my life.
Give me some history about you coming up in Detroit into must have been a racially segregated, prejudiced city at that time.
Right. And right.
Hit 'em! Hit 'em!
In the 40s, we had a race war. Not sure the date, but it was between 1940 and 1948.
Okay.
We had a race riot.
Okay.
Right. And so this is the same Detroit. So back to the Greystone.
No,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. You're doing fine. You ain't got to sorry me, but we miss it. This is you and I, because I'm on a discovery path now. Because for us who've been in Detroit and don't know about Detroit, and people listen about Detroit, just hearing about Detroit, people coming up and understanding about Detroit and hear about Detroit being the blackest city and whatever else. There is a preliminary understanding about what Detroit used to be for the people who are brought up from Detroit that went on and got past some of that racial divide. So let us know what you had to go through. So what brought up a racial uprising back in the 40s?
Well,
Hit that microphone real good.
they said a black guy had got on the basically had touched a white girl,
Oh no.
right? And so they got him and beat him up. I'm not sure if they beat him or killed him. I'm not sure
That's okay.
how deep that went. But that started it off. And the white folks came on the east side where blacks lived at that time.
Yes.
And on the east side of Woodward Avenue.
Okay.
And on the west side where white folks lived.
Okay.
And they came over there and we fought each other and a lot of people died.
Wow.
A lot of people died in that. And that's just one of the things.
And I say that because, see, we are not educated about that particular scenario that happened in Detroit. Now, most times then when you talk about the situation of being a racial war or an uprising, I think it was somewhere in the 60s they talked about it. So, again, this is brand new news to me, and I'm sure it's brand new news to my worldwide audience and even to many of the residents in Detroit. May not know about that. Go ahead, sir.
So that was just one of the events. And also in Detroit, they had a police department that they called the Big Four.
Okay.
And they would ride around and they would just mess with people for nothing.
Yes.
And I remember I was 12 years old and my brother,
Okay.
we were walking down the street. I lived on 15th Street. On at that time on the west side of Detroit, they were letting a few of us move over there.
You say a few of us.
Move over there, right? Because in a 2-mile radius, when I moved over there, 2 miles square and long and wide, there was 2 black families, and I was one of them.
Gotcha.
So we were walking home, and the police they rolled down on us, and they got out the car, and they said, "Where you going?" He said, "My brother said we're going home." He was 2 years older than me, and they said, "What's your name?" He said, "No." They said, "What's your name, nigga?" And so my brother said, "I ain't no nigga. My name is Earl Jones." And they said, "Oh, you're a smart nigga." Right?
And let me do this, family. Family, you know I do not allow my callers to call in and you go through that particular, because we'd have to go through some explanation about it. You know I don't have people speaking in that particular, but we're talking about homegrown, because I want to let you understand what my guest today, what was the atmosphere that was going on in his life and what he had to overcome to become who he was and who he is. So go ahead, my brother.
And so they said, "You smart one." So they grabbed him and threw him in the car. And then they said, "What you got to say?" And I remember my mother told me, she just said yes and no and yes, officer. Like, and so I said, "Yes, officer." I said, "I have nothing to say."
Yes, sir.
And yes, sir. And he said, "You sure?" I said, "Yes, sir, nothing." And so I knew I had to get on to my mother and tell her what happened.
Yes.
And so I did, and they hid him. They beat him up, see.
Wow.
And they hid him for about a week because mother couldn't find him. And then when she finally found him, and he came home and he said, "What happened to you?" And he said, "Oh, they roughed me up. My brother was real. He was cool." That's the best way I could say it. And but he told her they beat him up.
Unbroken.
And, you know. And so that was the atmosphere. And it was, by me being a child, I didn't notice all the things that was going on around me until they actually happened.
Right.
You know. And when if you want to hear this one, I joined the Navy, and right around the time when
listen, this is your world, your time, your story that we're going to get into. Your dancing, we're going to get into your poetry, but they also want to know about you.
Okay. So when I joined the Navy, around the time the Civil Rights was passed, I was in Mayport, Florida, trying to find my way to, Jacksonville, Florida, trying to find my way to Mayport, Florida.
Yes.
And so it was segregated, the restaurant, and so the lady told me, she says, you can't eat on this side, you have to go on the other side. Where the Negroes eat at. So I went over there, had on my dress whites, and she saw that I had on dress whites. She said,
"You was in the military at that time?"
"Yes."
My goodness.
And she says to me,
"Hello, America." Go ahead, sir.
She says to me, "Oh, are you in the Navy?" I said, "Yes." She said, "You could eat here then on the white side." So I went and kind of being arrogant in my own mind, and had hamburger and French fries and a glass of milk.
Yes.
And so while I was there, some said on the loudspeaker, said, "President Johnson has passed the Civil Rights Bill, Martin Luther King, and them are there signing it, you know."
Yes.
And so the bus station was full. And all of a sudden, all the white folks turned red.
Okay.
And so I said, I know it's time to go.
Okay.
So I went and asked the sister, I said, "Ma'am, could you direct me to the how to get out of here, basically?" And she said, such and such. So I was thinking that it was like the bus station exit was like in Detroit exit. Well, back then, the other bus station, you just walk out into the street.
Right.
So I'm thinking that's how this went. So I get down there to a dead end, and I heard somebody say, "There that nigga is." So they came at me. I had my sea bag on my back.
Yes.
And they came at me, about 30, 40 of them.
Wow.
And so I threw the bag at them, and whatever we got into the conflict, and I fell on the ground, and I had a little Boy Scout knife. There was so many of them trying to hurt me, they was kind of hitting themselves a little bit too.
Right.
And I just reached up and jugged it in the air, and one of them said, "Hey, that nigga got a knife," and they ran one way, and I ran the other way. So about 8 miles later, I was at Mayport, Florida, bus station, and my thought was, to my mind, I said, "Wow, the war is here. Not in Vietnam."
Can you say that again? Because there was a man named Cassius Clay, and his name turned into be, as he matured and understood who he really was, named Muhammad Ali.
Amen.
That they drafted, and he said he wasn't going to fight them folks over there.
Yes.
His fight was right here in America. So now, would you say what you just said right now one more time?
I just stood up and so sad, and I said to myself, the war is here. It's not in Vietnam. The war is here. But I couldn't do anything about it
But
because
you
I
was a
signed a
serviceman.
contract.
But you was a serviceman being attacked.
And my dress whites.
And you're dressed white as they was expecting you to make America great by going and serving wherever they decided to send you, and to be armed and ready to attack and kill folks who was wanting to come to America to do whatever. But you right here in your dress right white, showing that you are an enlisted serviceman, but yet they still want to whoop you, beat you, and almost kill you.
Yes.
What year was? I mean, what time was this in America?
1963.
In what?
64,
in what
I'm
city
sorry.
or state were you in?
Detroit, Michigan.
Oh no, not Detroit
Oh,
again.
No, excuse me. I'm sorry. I left Detroit, Michigan. I was in Jacksonville, Florida when this happened.
Oh, so it was your brother in Detroit, Michigan, that they had jumped, got him, took him in the car, took him away, beat his butt, brutalized him, and kept him away from your mama for almost a week right here in Detroit.
And he was 14.
And he was 14. Okay, now I got it right. I want y'all to get it right too. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, so that's what happened to me, and I didn't have the same inspiration that I had when I joined the Navy, because I joined the Navy. I wanted to see the world, and I was just excited.
Yes.
But some of the excitement was lost after that.
Yes, yes,
I wanted to go back home, but I had signed a contract.
yes, yes,
So I had to go then.
yes. And they wonder, why is it that many of the black men that they see on the streets even today that are mentally ill, got problems? They wonder, why is it that many black men that could not stay within the families that they had, because they would go through these episodes of anger and strike out and would go totally mentally off, because they would have these flashbacks, not necessarily about what happened on the battlefield, but what happened to them and what continued to happen to them while they were serving the country.
Yes.
So I want you to understand, world. I want you to understand, America. I want you to understand, my family, my audience. When you see our black folk out here on the streets that are servicemen, and they talk about how many servicemen are out here on the street homeless, how many black men that are served in the service that are out here that are dangerous because they go through these flashes, and they say, well, why the family can't help them because they're gone mentally, and they're at war still, not with the enemy, but with what happened to them while they were serving their country.
Yes, indeed. Those flashbacks.
Come on, brother. Now let's talk. We're gonna get to your damn, because I want them to understand what you had to go through to be who you are.
Absolutely, and sometimes, when I think about it, I just get angry all over again. You know, so I understand how brothers process what you said.
Mr. Tyler just walked in. He served in the military.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go right ahead, sir.
And we you know how they process it is how you process it.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, since God had picked me from the womb,
Yes.
to be where I'm at right today, talking to my brother Jones here,
Yes, sir.
that I was protected.
Yes.
I was protected. My
Yes.
mind, so I could write about these things.
Okay.
So I could write about these events. And
Okay,
different
okay.
things that happen to me and to us.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's not independent of me. Matter of fact, what happens to me has happened to most of us brothers.
Come on
during
now.
during that time, and it's still happening.
Yes.
It's just a little more.
I got to do this.
Elusive.
Do it, brother.
It's
Do
just-
it.
it's
Come on,
elu-
bring
it's-
it home.
It's elusive.
Yes.
You know, and we going through this, and I'd like to say this,
Come on.
but sisters and brothers, please hear me wherever you at in the world.
Uh-huh.
People of color, we're all one. We're all one, and we need to be united in that.
Yes.
And if we move in that, like Dr. Welsing said, we could chase the devil off the face of the earth.
Come on now. Come
And so
on.
we need to stand up, and people in Detroit and Highland Park and the surrounding suburbs. we
It's
need-
almost like they're gonna close that door. It's almost like, Timothy, they're gonna close that door, and you, because that's what we're talking about. They close the door, and we shut out that outside noise, And that's what you're talking about right now, shutting out that outside noise?
Yes.
Okay, go right ahead.
And we need to unite and stand together. And definitely, if you souls don't like it, you need to go to the polls, because we had a horrible turnout for this last election. But on the other note, we need to support each other. We need to buy from each other. You know, if you like my book, buy it. Don't be jealous because you didn't write it.
Come on now.
And if you like what somebody do, support them. Support us first. You know, we hold, I think, about what, 2 or 3 trillion in this economy. You know how much money that is? I can't even think it, much less try to count it.
Yes.
That's our impact on this society.
Yes.
That's our power, other than our vote. So we need to support each other first. You know, so if you like this sister, what she's doing, and you are not all caught up in yourself and being jealous because she's doing it and you're not doing it, buy her product, buy her hair products, buy her brushes, buy her dresses.
Yes.
First. And if you like what I'm doing, buy my book.
We're gonna get some information out this book.
And I'm gonna tell you, if you don't like it, my guarantee, if you buy it and don't like it, I buy it back.
No.
That's how I'm sure it is. Because this is, my wife said my book was inspired by the Lord, and that's how we got together.
Come on now.
She read my book, my other book, and I have 6 out, but she read it, and she said she fell in love with my writing.
Well, wait a minute. Hold up. Then we got to get into this. Are you telling me that it wasn't that she saw you on the stage dancing? She actually read a book?
She read my book. She bought my book, 2033. That's the book before this one. And she read it, and we were just talking. We had met, and we were just talking over the phone, and she read it. Then one day I called up, and she told me, she said, "I love you." and I told her, I said, and she said it again. She said, "I love you." And I said, I didn't know what to say to her. And I said, well, you know, I was in a bad relationship, so basically I wasn't interested, you know. But I liked her because she was such a nice person.
Yes.
And she could dance. That's what hooked us up. Talking to each other, because she could dance.
Yeah.
And so then, prior to that, we're married. That's why I got a bonus from God. This is what happened. We met each other dancing. That's from St. Patrick's Senior Center. Had a picnic, the annual picnic, 6 years ago.
But the hookup was the book.
The book the dancing started to hook up. Her dance instructor at the picnic, Shed Ada Bella, told her to dance with me.
What you say?
So and she said, Rev, dance with her. So Rosa, I didn't know Rosa was trying to burn me.
Okay.
She said that's why she did. She sicked me on you, so just sit you down, right?
Yes.
But she didn't know I could dance a little bit too.
Okay. So now we're gonna come back, family. You saying, well, he's here. He got a book. You ain't said nothing about the book. You ain't said the title. Give him the title of your book.
Reflections of Us.
Reflections of Us. And this book is going to contain what? Because we're going to have you read some things, some of your poetry. So tell me, what does it contain before we go to commercial break?
Okay, it contains poetry. It shows the interconnectivity of us.
Ooh.
Mainly.
Ooh.
We all people are interconnected with one another, you know, even from the beginning, you know. So, like, if you pick dirt up, in the beginning, God created man from the dust, right?
Come on.
If you pick the dust up or dirt up, dirt is either brown or black. I've never seen no other color and so from that he created man, and from that he created us, the ones we just talking about right now, me and Brother Jones. And everything else come from that.
Tell them once again who you are.
I'm Reverend Michael C. Jones, the dancing poet.
And I am Billy E. Jones, and this is Talk Beat Jones. You still have time to tell your friends to get on the airways with us. Listen to this man live, because we are live. We're on the air every Wednesday from 10 a.m. until 11 on WHPR, WHPS, and you can go to Do It This Way, the capital R, the capital J, WATKINS, Watkins. And you can watch us live. You can call in. You can do whatever you need to do with the Talk Beat Jones. But we're here for you. Don't forget we have a broadcast also on Sundays on 15.2 from 4 to 5 p.m. You can also catch us on YouTube. That's YouTube TV 33 on demand. And you can do it that way. But again, let folks know that you love us, you like us, and to share the program. But again, we will come back, and I'm going to help him talk to you about his dancing, how he got into it, how he interconnected his poetry on the Talk Beat Jones. Be back shortly. We love you. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matters. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
Michael Clarence Jones, poet, author of Reflection of Us, sharing the gift God has given him, loves writing poetry, enjoys people, and feels life is the greatest inspiration. To order your copy of Reflection of Us, call 313-775-0899. That's 313-775-0899. Michael Clarence Jones, Reflection of Us.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Billy E. Jones, Talk Beat Jones. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WHPR TV 33 Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Muscles, joints, or feet tired, achy, or distressed? Tried everything? Ringmaster Rubbing Oil is a vintage topical pain reliever, trusted for over 70 years, with a rich formula for the treatment of stubborn aches and pains. Packaged in a glass bottle for purity, our liquid can also be used in warm water for foot soaks and compresses. A little goes a long way. Try our time-tested formula, available in several sizes.
Make a donation to WHPR TV and receive 2 2-ounce bottles of Ringmaster Rubbing Oil for $25. Call 313-868-6612. Generational wealth. No risk, no reward. All entrepreneurs, get yours personalized with your business's name or logo. Order yours today. Go to our website, generationalwealthforlife.com. or call 313-220-9433. That's 313-220-9433. Generational wealth. No risk, no reward.
You know what it is, generational wealth.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. All right. You know, this is the Talk Beat Jones. Again, I am Billy E. Jones. And remember, we're live every Wednesday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. There is another broadcast on a Sunday on the station 15.2, and it's from 4 to 5 p.m. You can also always on Wednesdays pick us up when you go to that's R.J. Watkins, WTKINS, black symbol there, and you can watch us live. Also, once we're in that queue, you'll be able to go back and watch the program live on R.J. Watkins' page that way as well. But right now, sir, would you once again bring yourself on the airways? I want the people to hear from you. What's your name and what you doing?
Reverend Michael C. Jones, the dancing poet.
The dancing poet. Family, I tell you what, I'm going to do it this way. I want to give you a breakout announcement today. The man is so deep, so great, so has so much to offer that just being on the Talk Beat Jones is not good enough, not great enough, that I think that what we're going to have to do is I'm going to ask him this. Mr. Jones, is it possible that can I be your lead-in show? Can I be the person that had brought you on the airways of WHPR, WHPS? And, this station is so versatile. We have one of the greatest producers, directors, and all that right here, right now, that we can do it off the fly. I can ask you this question. You can give me the answer right now. Can we have you start a show today after I go off the airways? And if you want me to tailgate for you, I'll tailgate for you. But can I get you to do for the audience and let them know, can I get you to do, I'm asking you, sir, can I ask you, can you start a show right here, right now, today, after this show is over? Can we say it's not over with the Jones? He's coming back.
Yes.
You gonna come back today?
Yes.
Right now?
Yes.
When we go to that commercial break, you gonna come back?
Yes.
Mr. Jones, now I'm one of those type of guys that I say if I see opportunity, I ask the question, can I, on your first show, can I kind of sit in and kind of watch and be a sideline for you?
Why can't you lead it in?
Hey.
Lead it in.
You heard it first right now. Family, you ain't heard the type of thing like that. We got a show starting today. So whenever you see the replay of this show, you'll know that this was a show letting you know that we got Jones coming on from 10 to 11. And how long is the show going to be, sir?
A half an hour.
Half an hour. So you have the Talk Beat Jones will be on from 10 to 11. And you'll have, sir, what's your name again?
Reverend Michael Jones, the dancing poet.
The dance will be on from 11 to 11:30. How about that? On Wednesday. Write that down on your calendar.
Jones and Jones.
Hey, back to back. Okay. So now tell us real quick. Now here's what I need to do. Now you start dancing first before you start doing poetry, or were you doing poetry before you started dancing?
Approximately about 22 years ago, I started doing poetry live first.
Okay.
And then I was at a place in Plymouth.
Okay.
And Annie Horvath, after I finished doing 2 poems, she says to me, "Don't get off the stage." And I said, I looked at her, I was puzzled. So I said, "Why?" She said, "You can do more than that." And I said, "What do you want me to do?" She said, "You a dancer, aren't you? I saw you dance. You can dance. Why don't you dance?"
Yes.
And so
Impromptu. Okay.
So I started dancing.
Yes.
I just freestyling. I was doing my own style, and then I incorporated James Brown.
Okay.
And just had fun. I just had fun.
Yes.
I call it collage dancing. 'Cause
Yes.
after being in the Navy, I picked up a little dance step in Italy, France, and and I added that.
Give me that door closed.
I added that to
Mr.
my
Tyler, give me that door closed.
to my
Go ahead.
dancing and different places. I picked up a step here, a step there, and so by having so many different steps and from each country, I call it collage. Collage where you put a whole bunch of stuff together.
Okay, so
that's my routine.
So you just put things in your mind and let your body make the folks see what you were thinking.
Yes.
What you was feeling.
What I was feeling.
What the good Lord reached down and said, touched you and said, "Here's what you got."
Right, and I just did what I felt. Free. I was free doing it.
And did the folks want to pay you for that?
Oh, well, I got paid. I got paid up to from $350 to $1,000.
What you say?
To dance, and my route it's changed over the years, but then I was a younger man.
Mm-hmm.
So I could move pretty fast,
Yes.
like James Brown,
Yes.
Michael Jackson, that
Yes.
kind of thing.
Yes.
So I would do my poetry, and then I would dance. So they always said, "You're a triple threat." And I said, "What's a triple threat?" They
Yes.
said, "Well, you're a preacher, and you're a poet, and you're a dancer.
Come on now. I told you, family, we had something for you today.
So I would get hired
Yes.
on those bases.
Yes.
But over the years, I would say the last couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
when my poetry changed about 5 years ago when I wrote the other book.
Yes.
But same scenario, you're right.
mm-hmm.
And I couldn't write regular poetry. I say secular poetry.
Right.
I tried to write it, and God said, no, now you write about me.
Okay.
So
okay.
it's changed. So my dance changed. I could always praise dance, and so when I do a show now, churches and different organizations that want what I do to have to offer.
Right. Right.
I do the poetry and I praise dance.
Well, tell me, so you don't still do that now, do you?
Yes, I do it now.
You still do that now?
Right. I
So
still do
if
it now.
somebody out there say, well, I want to see it because I have an event or I have a presentation, I'd like to have you come and talk, do your poetry, show us some of your dance, and also hear the word. Can you still do that?
It's all combined.
Is there a number or contact information that you can give folks who may think that they need to have your blessings?
313
313
775
775
0899.
0899.
Yes.
Hey, brother, let's do it one more time. Jones and Jones going to give you that number one more time. Give them to me first. I'll do the echo.
313
313
775
775
0899.
0899. You can call and get fine with the Jones. What's your name again, sir?
Reverend Michael C. Jones, the dancing poet.
And the book's name is
Reflections of Us.
Reflection of Us. Can you pick up that book? Can you reach out? I need you to reach and help us be blessed with the poetry that you're going to bring to us today. Please.
This first poem is Mother's Day in Heaven. A little prelude, the banquet, the ball. Mother's Day in Heaven. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Peace.
Peace now.
Trumpets, concerts, and choirs sing. And Mother's Day, the heavens proclaim. I cannot stop praising you, Lord, for the great mom you gave to me. She resides in heaven with you. It is hard to wait for eternity. Has she moved from her mansion down White Cloud Lane, 7th Drive, next to the burning bushes, roses, where hummingbirds in midair strive? Here bobolinks, cardinals, and sparrows sing. Titles meritless, only choirs are king. They sang triumphant songs of victory, transformed souls finally set free. In heaven, rainbows are pots of gold. Their majestic colors constantly unfold. Purple, scarlet, red, yellow, and green. A wondrous sight, majestic scene. I can't express the awesomeness nor the beauty and grandeur of God's throne. Nothing on earth to compare it with. He is royalty and supremely alone. I hear songs like My Girl, True Colors, Shoot for the Moon. The day will come, how great thou art, as elders bow and hum. Our families, your family, my mom up here, immersed in love, gardenias in her hair. Happy Mother's Day, mothers in heaven from earth. We're all one, come join the new birth.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. You know what? I'm going to join in with this because I know the folks doing this for you. I know they're doing this for you. Once again, give them that number so if they want to be praised and be blessed with your poetry.
313-775-0899.
Now, off the cuff, which is the way we do it on Talk Beat Jones, is there something else you can gift us with? And while he's getting ready to do that, I want you to understand, family, the blessings that come from this station the blessings that come from this station. I've said to you before, you got things that you do that nobody else can do. You got things that you do that comes from your heart that you want to bless folks with around the world. You want to call the station TV 33 WHPR. Let them know that you see that guy. The name is Billy E. Jones. Have that show called Talk Beat Jones. You want to let them know, what does it take? What does it take to get on that Talk Beat Jones show? We got a lot of shows. But my nose is on my face. So I take care of my business. So if you want to be on this show, you call the station, let them know that you want to be on the Talk Beat Jones show. But I ask you one thing, help me out. Help me out. Oh, yes. Let them know when you call to be on the Talk Beat Jones show with Billy Jones, tell the station, I got a little something for him. Because if you give a little something to me, I can turn around and give a little something to the station as we continue to grow.
Amen.
And we want to know those folks out there who are interested in helping us to grow. I got something extra for you. I'm going to give you the best thing in the heart that I have when you come to present on the Talk Beat Jones. Call the station. Hear me, hear me, hear me. But now I want you to hear Mr. Jones. Let you know. Hit him up, Mr. Jones.
This poem is entitled Marvin Gaye, The Fallen Sparrow. And I love Marvin Gaye. And I had a personal encounter with him. One day, I was with my cousin, and we were on our way down to Mr. Kelly's ballroom, just back in the 60s. And he stopped by, and I was on the porch waiting for him, and this guy come out with a shark skin suit on, green. And I love that suit. And he says to me, he said, young man, what you doing on this porch? I said, I'm waiting for my cousin. And he says, where's your cousin? I said, he in there where you came out of. And he said, don't you know this is a dope house? And I said, dope house? I never heard of dope house.
Yes, yes.
So he says, I said, what's a dope house? He said, they sell drugs. I said, well, what's drugs? And he said, well, that's something you don't want to do or know about. He said, so why don't you leave? I said, I'm not going to leave my cousin. He told me to wait for him. So he said, I'll tell you what you do. He said, where you going? I said, we going down to Mr. Kelly so we can dance.
Yes.
And so he said, okay, I'll tell you what. You go on down there and I'll tell your cousin. He asked me his name. I say his name is Tutu, but his real name is Turhan.
Yes.
And he says, okay, I'll tell him to meet you down there. I said, okay. So I went on down there, and Tutu showed up later on. And so they said, Cecil B. Rabbit says, here's our next guest, y'all. It's Mr. Marvin Gaye, and he's going to sing A Stubborn Kind of Fella.
Yeah.
So Marvin Gaye came out, and that was the guy that sent me to the Mr. Kelly's on the porch. And I said, wow. And he came out and he started singing,
Yeah.
Stubborn Kind of Fella. He looked over there at me and he winked and waved his hand. I'll never forget that. And
That is so blessed.
and so when he died,
Yes.
terribly, I wrote this poem about him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Marvin Gaye, death was ultimately, Marvin Gaye's death was untimely. He was very inspirational in my life. Marvin's songs were appropriate for today's world. His songs had revolution and resolution to a lot of our present day problems. His music was great for listening and dancing. We still miss you, Marvin, and still today we wonder what's going on. That's the prelude. Here's the poem. Leaves were green and spring sprouting, coast to coast, people were shouting. The sparrow has fallen and gone away, and took with him brother Marvin Gaye. May was a very sad time of the year. Tornadoes, hurricanes, people in fear. Our brother sung just like a bird. People felt and believed his word. A voice sent from heaven above. The sparrow has fallen. Here comes the dove. Ascending high, yes, high in the sky. For Marvin has looked in Jesus' eye. What tribulation or trials in life, at life's peak, yet so much strife. When God above his children call, we're dressed with grace as we fall. His dream, I hope, will live forever. Peace and love, us sticking together. Drums so distant and so nigh, as Marvin sings throughout the sky. What's going on? And mercy, mercy me.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness. My goodness. So you don't just reach out and just, there's things that come from within you that are real, that you take pen and paper and make us feel it, see it.
Yes, God gave me the inspiration. My wife would say I reminded her when she read my book
Yes.
of King David.
Yes.
Writing the Psalms. She said this seemed like a modern King David writing because she could tell that's what touched her heart.
God, my goodness, my goodness. And she fell in love with you through your writings of your poetry.
Yes, sir. I'm glad God sent her my way.
Isn't God awesome?
Yes.
He's just so awesome.
But you know what, brother?
Let's tell me about it.
When I danced with her and everything, and she burnt me, of course.
Now, for those who don't understand, the word burnt.
Well, we were dancing, and she did a little better than me.
Okay.
But when I got on the floor and she got on the floor too, I knew she had something special.
Okay.
You know, so when I had a relationship, I was married 25 years.
Okay.
So I asked God, I said, when you send me my next wife, because I love being married.
Yes.
I love that communion.
Yes.
I said, just please, I hope she love you and can dance. That's all I wanted.
Yes.
So when we end up getting together, God gave me a trifecta. Not only did he give me a woman that loved him,
Yes.
he gave me one that could dance.
Yes.
And she was shamed Ari's Bakery.
Come on now.
And the people that make Intiman's Bakery,
Yes.
she would shame them in the kitchen.
Ooh, oh, she could cook.
She could throw down. He gave me a trifecta.
What you
Yes,
say?
he did.
No wonder you still look young.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, my brother.
I'm about to dance up in here.
Wait, now see, now you making me feel that song. I'm looking for a love that could call my own.
Someone to get up in the morning and make my bread.
Talk to me. I'm looking, y'all.
Yeah.
Call me. Oh, God, get blessed some kind of way.
Hallelujah.
They read your book. I'm on TV. Call me. Is there one more bit that we can get before we talk about what inspired you for life?
Okay, Ernie Harwell. Y'all remember Ernie Harwell, the radio announcer?
The baseball guy?
Yeah.
Oh, come on now. I'm like I said, I come from the Oakland, California Bay Area for those who don't know. And in 2002, yet I know about the greatness of that man.
Oh, wow. That's something. And if you don't know about Ernie Harwell, you better Google it.
Bring
you
him
should
up.
know.
Give him some understanding about that man.
All right, Ernie Harwell. The prelude is Ernie had a pure heart as gold, a loving, unselfish, giving family man. He was good at what he did. He was great. What he did, baseball will miss him. And we will continue to love, honor, and miss Ernie Harwell also. The poem, what could you say about Ernie except God brought him home to rest? Announcing was his playground. Detroit Tigers knew him best. Tiger Stadium really was his home. Comerica Park knew him too. Ernie announced baseball like a movie, and he thrilled us through and through. Honor and integrity, his vesture, his smile would brighten our day. Even when it rained on the ballpark, he always had something kind to say. A beautiful soul, humble pride. He would give money to the homeless and keep them to stand up and feel alive. Ernie and his wife, an example of love, the kind of love God ordained above. A dedicated father and family man. I can't wasn't an option, only that you can. It is beautiful to know when we fall, God dresses us with grace for heaven's call. What more can you say about Ernie? He is a man for all seasons. Gave his heart and baseball, and we love him for that reason.
Whew. Talk about it, talk about it, talk. So, in your poetry, in this book, what's the name of the book again?
Reflections of Us.
Reflections of Us. So the title is a reflection because you seem to give us an understanding of the inspiration that brings you your poetry.
Actually, if you look at the book, you'll see me looking in the mirror.
Okay.
God gave me this.
Come on now.
And when I look in the mirror, I don't see myself.
Yes.
I see 3 or 4 other ethnic groups.
Come on now.
Because we all are interconnected.
You preach on it. Now, okay, now we done heard about the dancing. We done heard about the poetry. You also are a minister.
Yes.
Now go ahead, and I want you to preach on that reflection of us and looking in the mirror and seeing other ethnic groups within that. Give me a quickie 3-4 minute sermon about that.
Well, I kind of like, when I look at my life,
That's all right. You
and
fine.
all the things that happened to me, too numerous to mention. You could write 3 or 4 novels if you wanted to, if I started talking about me, but it's not about me, it's about us. I got to keep it about us. And when I talk to other people throughout my life, I'm realizing we have similar experiences, we have similar ups and downs, but all about the downs, you have to get up, because when you fall on your back, the first place you look is up. You know what's up. The Lord is up. So because whether you know him or not, you want to get up. So you look up. And when you get up, you try it over again. You tell friends your problems. So I hear your problems, and I think about how they're associated with mine. And then I realize we're not that different. And I realize if you want to make a difference, you can pigmentation, if you into that silly stuff. But deep down inside, we all have needs, we have wants, we have desires. Just like the, did you know California, Texas, one time belonged to the Spanish, to the Mexico? And think about this. What do we all want in life? We want food, shelter, and clothing. We want to be protected. We want to support our families. And that's all those Mexican and Spanish people want to do. They just want to come home. I'm going to leave that alone, but I hope you get my drift. They just want to come home.
I tell you, we're going to leave that alone. Going to stop right about there because, again, you have a show that's going to come on right after. In case you just found me, I want to let you know that, what's your name again, sir?
Reverend Michael C. Jones, the dancing poet.
All right. We'll have a show coming on today, right after the Talk Beat Jones leaves the airways. This gentleman, after the commercial break, is going to start his new show right today. And I'm going to be a tail part of that show. He asked me to be here on his first show. So, again, I don't know. So I'm going to sit and I'm going to be the other side of you listening as he brings to you his blessed new show. So don't go anywhere after the Talk Beat Jones go off. But again, sir, if we right about now had something to give them a closeout until you get ready to come back for your show after the commercial break, would you give them a closeout on the Talk Beat Jones show, please?
Yes, brothers and sisters, I love this audience. Just remember, love one another, help one another, be there for one another, and you'll be doing God's will, and you're heaven bound. And once again, my name is Reverend Michael C. Jones, the dancing poet, and you could get me at 313-775-0899, and if you wanted to email me, it would be LOVEFIND, the number 6 at gmail.com. Once again, That's LOVEFIND, number 6 at gmail.com. And you have no reason not to be kind to one another. And I thank Brother Jones, the Jones boys.
And I want to thank with that, I mean, this show, my father's going to love watching this show, The Big Ike. Again, family, we love you. We appreciate you. Got nothing but deep, deep respect. And again, you can watch Talk B. Jones every Wednesday from 10 to 11. And again, on a Sunday on 15.2 from 4 to 5 p.m. Also, you can go to the YouTube TV 33 on demand. And don't forget, every Wednesday, and after that Wednesday, you'll still be able to see the show, but you go to it live every Wednesday. That's with a capital R, with a capital J, and WATKINS, Watkins broadcast. You will see us live. We love you. We appreciate you. And also, I want to give a special loving shout out to Mr. R.J. Watkins, to Mr. Henry Tyler. They're the ones who brought this young man to this show and to the world on the Talk Beat Jones show. And I got to say, I got the greatest, the baddest right here with Mr. Timmy Tim. We love you, family. I love my dad. Bye now. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.